What up, YouTube? Very good. Militant Prepper here. So, on Saturday, I uploaded a video and I realized I was a little harsh. All that was my personal opinion and how I see things. You are free to do whatever the hell you want to do. If you want to run an AR pistol, go ahead, run an AR pistol. I'm going to silently judge, but if it works for you, it works for you. So again, I apologize. I'm going to try to not say people are stupid in this one, but let's see how it is. Today we're going over plate carriers. Yeah, they even have a stack of note cards. So, grab our handy dandy knot marker. We're going to go over carrier. Right? So, plate carrier is part of your line 2 gear. Line dose. Alright, so for starters, let me move this just over here a little bit. See if we're still in frame. Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Plate carrier. Plate carriers, I believe, should do 3 things. Stop holes, plug holes, make holes. Basic carrier setup. So, in the first part, we have stopping holes. Right? Stopping holes, what do we use for stopping holes? We use armor, right? Armor, there's quite a few. 2 different types of armor. Is soft and hard armor. Now, when I worked as a bail enforcement agent, I gotta find a good spot to stand. When I was working as a bail enforcement agent, I wore a plate carrier, a LBT 6094 with level 3A soft plates in it, with a trauma pad behind it. Why? Because I wasn't expecting anyone to be carrying a rifle. Luckily, no one carried a rifle. Yeah, I had a gun pointed at me, and it was rather scary. Either way, I got paid. That's what matters, right? So your soft armor is going to be a lot lighter. It's going to be cheaper than hard plates. Just to go over the armor levels, you have level 2A. Level 2A is very much outdated. Will stop most handguns. Some handguns like your 38 specials or your 22s, right? You have level 2 will stop most handguns from 45 ACP, 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 357. Level 2 is going to be your most easily to conceal under a t-shirt or a little bit of a big shirt. You have level 3A, right? Level 3A will stop nearly all handgun rounds. That's what I carried when I was a bail enforcement. That will stop your 44 Magnums, 9mm SMG, and 12 gauge slugs. Above that is level 3A plus. Right? Level 3A plus is the same as level 3A, but level 3A plus, it has level 1 spike protection up to 36 joules of force. Spike protection meaning stab resistant. Someone's trying to come at you with like an ice pick or a knife or whatever. And then level 3A will also Stop armor piercing handgun rounds. HGR. There we go. All right. So those are your different types of soft body armor. Pick one that fits your context. All this information is coming from Safe Life Defense and their little what's it called? Their little analysis and whatnot. And all these levels are all comprised and supplied by NIJ, National Institute of Justice. I think it's called that, right? So that's your soft body armor. I'm done with you. Now we're moving on to hard armor, right? Your hard armor right? You have level 3, just straight level 3, is your rifle protection, and that is to withstand 7.62 millimeter FMJ, and that is 147 grains of freedom or hate. Well, not really hate, but oppression. Traveling at 2,780 feet a second. And then we have level 4, which is the highest level. Stops armor piercing. And withstands 30-06 steel core, and that's traveling. That's 166 grains at 2,080 feet a second. Sounds good? Sounds good. Other things that you should keep in mind with your armor is that if it says on the back of your body armor not to be worn alone or in conjunction with, that means you would have to go out and purchase additional body armor, soft body armor that goes behind that rifle plate in order to achieve that level of protection that that plate is rated for. Another thing that I like to do is I like to get the trauma pads behind it, which greatly prevents back force deformation. Back force deformation is when a round hits the plate, how much it bulges out in the back, right? Yeah, cool. Your body armor stopped the round, but if the back of your plate, say like on a steel plate, deforms inwards at like 3 inches, that's 3 inches going into you, and it stops your heart and you die, or it breaks a rib and it punctures your lung. You know, that's not really kosher. So that covers body armor, soft armor, soft armor, hard armor. The higher you go up, soft armor obviously lighter and cheaper, hard armor heavier, more expensive, not very flexible. Find what works for you. These in my plate carrier are level 4 swimmer's cut HESCO plates. I like them because it's got enough cutaway in the top. That way I could still get that nice presentation with both hands in front of me. Again, all that information I just gave you guys on the levels and what they stop all comes from Safe Life Defense. Was it Safe Light or Safe Life? One of those two. They're an armor company. I like them. Next up for a plate carrier is plug holes. Plug holes is your medical. If you have a plate carrier and no medical, you're doing something wrong. Right? So plug holes, make sure your gear, where your medical gear is clearly labeled. Like at the bottom of my plate carrier, I have the word med right here on this dangler pouch. So anyone who comes up will see the words medical or med and know that's where my medical gear is. All my buddies that I run with, we all have our medical gear below our plate carriers in the front. All right, so what would I have in here? Well, for starters, I would have a tourniquet, and my blowout kit would consist of S-rolled gauze, right? Burn dressing, emergency trauma dressing, ETDs, combat gauze, some CGs are good, an ARS needle. We have a paramedic, so we would not be using the ARS needle, even though it's stupid easy to use, but there is that possibility that if you put the needle in the wrong position and you try to relieve a pneumothorax, then you could possibly kill someone. It's not fun. And chest seals. And this is all in conjunction of everything that I have in my belt and anything else that I have in my pack, as well as anything in my line 4 gear in my vehicle. Right? So tourniquet, S-rolled gauze, burn dressing, emergency trauma dressing, combat gauze, ARS needle, and chest seals. That's what I have in my medical. So right there, that's plug holes. Also clearly labeled and organized. You don't want to open up your have someone open up your medical kit and everything flies out, and an ARS needle flies out, hits them in the eye, and they die. It's not a good day. Done with you. Next up on a plate carrier, since we have stop holes, plug holes, we need to make holes now. So make holes. Right? Making holes, what do I mean by that? Well, obviously ammo. Ammo, knife, rifle mags, pistol mags, anything to feed your $2,000 baby. All right, so when it comes to ammo, we have to have our gear in ammo and magazines, and with those magazines come size and weight constraints. What I mean by size and weight constraints is how much more ammo, what kind of ammo do you carry, how much of it do you carry, and how much does that ammo weigh, right? I have some notes here. You could have a 308 battle rifle with 10 round mags carrying 7 or 8 pounds of ammo in 3 mags or something like that, versus being able to carry 90 rounds of ammunition in 5.56 and having each mag weigh a pound. So 90 rounds, 3 pounds versus 30 rounds, 7 or 8 pounds, something like that. I'm not using exact numbers, but I'm trying to use that to get my numbers across. Right? So just a little bit of math. A 30 round GI mag weighs 1 pound. A 28 round P mag weighs 1 pound. Now you multiply those by 3, 90 rounds, 3 pounds. I'm bad at math. Here, 84 rounds, 1 pound. See what I mean? I know Tactical Response has a pretty damn good video on where he breaks down the weights of everything over the various types of ammunition. Also, another thing, commonality of caliber. If you have like a guy who's running a Mosin Nagant, the other guy's running a 22 22 rifle, and someone else is running what is it? 420 SOCOM, right? And one guy runs out of ammo. That say the guy with the 22 runs out of ammo. No one can help feed his weapon or anything, right? But if everyone was running something similar to like an AR platform that uses P mags or GI mags in 5.56, then everyone could be passing mags all freaking day if they need be. Right? So you want commonality of caliber. On the plate carrier, I would recommend that you go no less than 3 mags, no more than 4 or 5 mags, right? Because I mean, if you think about it, right, if you have 3 guys, right, draw a little picture, right, 3 guys, look at them, they're happy, and each one has 3 mags each, right, at 90 rounds a person. That's 270 rounds of ammunition for all 3 of them. That is a lot of firepower. If you go through 270 rounds of ammunition in less than 15 minutes, there is something wrong. Either you are taking on way too more than you can handle, or you're already dead and still shooting and not knowing it. Right? Be smart about this. But then again, you're free to do whatever the hell that you want. A knife. A knife on your plate carrier is a good thing. I know a lot of those Marines out there with their K-bars and whatnot and their Japanese love pillows. A knife is also a good thing to have on a plate carrier. I do not have a knife on my plate carrier, but I would probably have one on my belt somewhere at line 1. Covers mags. Now we're on to something specific and individual specific, right? Specialized gear. Specialized gear is pertinent for your role in the group and also other things to take into consideration, right? So on my plate carrier, what do we have here? We got a flashlight, we got trauma shears, we got radio, we got a pouch over here, some gloves. On the back. On the back, we have a plate carrier mounted pack with my radio in it. We got stuff in here, right? So let's break this down. So, what's some specialized gear? Trauma shears. Strobe. MS-2000. Radios. Plate carrier mounted packs. Flashlights. Water. Can't live without it. Food. For those gods of the battlefield, NVGs. If you are rich enough to own them. The 5 C's, depending on where you are. Say like you're in a wilderness setting and you have a freaking 1-day pack on your plate carrier with some things that you should have in it. Things like cutting tool, cordage, containers, combustion, starting a fire, and cover. Like a poncho, a bivvy, warm layers, something like that. Also, another thing is dummy cords. You don't want to drop your $3,500 PVS 14s and all of a sudden now you can't find them. And also cable management. You don't want to have a whole bunch of cables flying around all over your plate carrier, crisscrossing, and like you try to take off your cummerbund, and next thing you know, you got a cable that's wrapped around up into this shoulder, around the back of your neck, down to here, so it's on your right shoulder, and yeah, that sounds like a nightmare to me. I wouldn't like that at all. But all these are just like mission dependent based on your area, what's your role in the group, stuff like that. Just to go over some of it, show and tell. I do have a plate carrier mounted pack. This is a Haley Strategic flat pack. Inside it, I keep it relatively empty, except for some warming layers, some food. I got my cable management right here. Runs up into the zipper pocket, so it pops out the top. Right? Mostly that's empty. Here's my radio on my back. The radio comes up. And over through my shoulder pad and down onto my right side. I got my flashlight right here with some trauma shears. Got some gloves hanging off of a Grimlock carabiner. I just got an extra pistol mag here because I have this is a 19 round magazine instead of a 15 round for my Glock 19. I don't always carry the 19 rounder. And then over here, next to the tourniquet, I have a pouch right here with a MS-2000 strobe, and that is dummy corded onto my actual cummerbund. I don't know if you can see that, but it's whatever. All right, moving on. We're trucking. We're trucking along here. Trying to not make this such a long video. Next up, ID. All right. So by ID, I always use this George Carlin reference. Excuse me. Of you do not want to be that guy with the Grateful Dead T-shirt and the "fuck you" hat. Hydrate. What are some things that I want to have on my plate carrier as identifiers? Examples based going off of my last video: no secret squirrels. You would probably want name. For those of you that are in a group or in law enforcement, is a unit / organization. Whether you're in a mutual assistance group, police, sheriff, a militia, Minuteman, combat ready, everyday sheepdog, something like that. Your role in your unit, like medic, comms, TRO, team radio operator, incident commander, if you're using the incident command system strategy, blood type, whether it be AB pos, A pos, O neg, stuff like that. An allergy identifier. So if you have like a penicillin allergen, a bullshit allergen, something along those natures, that way you could convey information to someone trying to treat you if you cannot convey it through your face hole, right? A flag, American flag, U.S. civil flag, Punisher flag, I don't know. And lastly, a tasteful morale patch. My tasteful morale patch is a slice of pizza. Everyone loves pizza. And last but not least is conditioning and testing. All right, so once you get all your gear together, you put it all on, size it up. You just cloned someone's plate carrier off of Instagram, and you got 12 pouches on your left cummerbund and 9 on your right cummerbund. And you decked it out in everything that you think you need with the kitchen sink, and you're on the flat range, right? Squaring off on target, and you draw your pistol, and it's good, and you shoot, and you run dry, and you go to reload, and you can't seem to get that all the way back here to get to your pistol mags, or you got pouches all over here that stick out like a foot, and you can't even reach your pistol reload pouches. That's a bad day, right? So what I tell people is, once you get your gear together, try to keep it as light as possible, as slick as possible, right? Get out and test your gear. Run, walk, jog, climb over things, crawl around on the ground, low crawl, see what falls out, see what doesn't fall out. If there's any hot spots, you can identify them, fix them, all that good stuff. Find out what works and doesn't work and adjust accordingly. Like if I were to go out and realize that my arms, when I present my weapon, my arms are clicking my radio right here, I would have to adjust this somehow and make sure that when I present my weapon, this doesn't key up, but also find a way where I can still operate it with both hands. Also, like I was saying, make sure that when you're wearing your plate carrier, and you have a belt kit on, make sure that you can access your belt kit and that your plate carrier does not interfere with it at all, right? I have some small things. I got a wingman pouch here underneath my cummerbund, which pulls this mag closer to my body. This would collapse down once I take this out and put it into my pistol. This, I'm not really too worried. I'm a right-handed shooter, so I try to keep my right side of my plate carrier as clear as possible so I could get that nice pistol draw. Maybe in the next video, I'll pull out my belt so I could demonstrate it. And other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully this has been a little bit more of an enjoyable video. I'm hoping it wasn't too long, but stopping holes, soft armor and hard armor, pick your poison. Both of them are good. Plugging holes, get your medical gear. Remember, if you have a plate carrier with no medical, you're doing something wrong. Make holes, ammo, size, weight constraints, commonality of caliber. Make sure you can reach your mags, both on your belt and your plate carrier. Make sure it doesn't interfere with your belt. Specialized gear, more role specific in your group. If you're a medic, you're going to have more medical. If you're a team radio operator, you're going to have more communications. If you're just a regular guy who just wants to have a plate carrier, you don't really need any specialized gear any further than maybe a flashlight and a water bladder. But if you're god of the battlefield, you'll have 2 radios, medical, and NVGs. Anyways, identification, it's always good to have identification. I do have a name patch for my plate carrier, but I don't want to post it up here on YouTube. But all you need to know is I'm Militant Prepper. Hello, how's it going? People who know me that need to know me do know me. And condition training, wear your gear, take it out with you, walk with it. Go jogging, something like that, right? All right, that's all I got for you. This is Militant Prepper. Stay safe, shoot straight. Have a good one.